Hello everybody, this is your vocal tutorial for Holy Thursday. We'll go right to it. Rewind and fast forward to your heart's content. This is for Holy Thursday, a love of God. Here's your entrance. Entrance, oh, love of God, gather us amor de Dios, haznos uno, that we may share the gifts we are given. Para construir la comunidad, para construir la comunidad. En el agua divina nos convertimos en cuerpo del Señor. Oh, love of God, gather us, amor de Dios, haznos uno, that we may share the gifts we are given. Para construir la comunidad, para construir la comunidad. We'll continue with the second verse in English, the third verse in Spanish, back and forth. We end simply on moving on. Glory to God. Here's your intro. I'll do this for rehearsal purposes. We do an intro, which is really 4 measures. Then we have the cantor and everyone doing the refrain together, bilingual. So Spanish first refrain, English first refrain. We go right into the first verse, which is Spanish. Go back to the refrain, bilingual, Spanish-English. Then we go to verse 2. This is in English. Then we go to refrain, which is Spanish-English. And then we go to verse 3, which is in Spanish. We end with the refrain again being every time bilingual Spanish-English, okay? So for this sake, for rehearsal, I'm just going to give you the refrain. We'll do all 3 verses back to back, and you can piece them together so you get an idea, okay? Here is everyone. Gloria a Dios en el cielo, y en la tierra paz a los hombres que llama el Señor. Glory to God in the highest, glory to God, and on earth peace to people of good will. Por tu inmensa luz te alabamos, te bendecimos, te alabamos, te glorificamos, te damos gracias, Señor Dios celestial, Dios Padre Todopoderoso. 2 in English. Lord Jesus Christ, only begotten Son, Lord God, Lamb of God, Son of the Father, you take away the sins of the world, have mercy on us. You take away the sins of the world, receive our prayer. You are seated at the right hand of the Father, have mercy on us. Refrain, third verse, Spanish. Porque solo tú eres santo, solo tú, Señor, solo tú, Altísimo, Jesucristo, con el Espíritu Santo, en la gloria de Dios Padre. Amén, amén. So there's distinct stops at those rest you stop immediately. Okay, so then we're going to do a responsorial song. It'll be Spanish first, English then. So the cantor will do that. Then we will do Spanish and English. And each time we'll go back and forth. So don't worry about the verses, we'll just do the refrain. Sounds like this. El cáliz que bendecimos es la comunión de la sangre de Cristo. English, our blessing is a communion with the blood of Christ. And that's it. Okay, moving on, Gloria a ti, Señor. This is the or in place of the gospel acclamation. First it's going to be Spanish, then it's going to be English for the refrain. Someone will do the verse, then we go back to Spanish and then English for the refrain. So we do twice. Here we go. Spanish first. Gloria a ti, Señor, Hijo de Dios viviente. Gloria a ti, Señor, Rey de eterna gloria. Praise to you, O Lord, King of eternal glory. Praise to you, O Lord, Son of the living God. So they continue on. We just do the refrain. Okay, so you must do beautiful song. Here we go. We'll just do, just for time's sake, we will simply do the refrain. We'll do verse 1. We'll probably do all 5 verses and if not more. And then for rehearsal purposes, we'll go straight to coda so you can hear it, okay? Here we go. Jesus, our teacher and our Lord, stooped to wash the feet of his disciples, and he told them, this is an example, just as I have done, so you must do. When Jesus had gathered with those he loved, as a humble servant, he knelt at their feet. A refrain. Jesus, our teacher and our Lord, stooped to wash the feet of his disciples, and he told them, this is an example, just as I could have done, so you must do. And he told them, this is an example, just as I have done, so you must do. Overall, that's what you're looking at. Okay, procession, let's move right into this. Really, it's just a, and, well, excuse me, here's your melody. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Just those 4 measures. So that's your melody alone. Altos, tenors, and baritones, you know what to do. Autopilot there. 1 verse of Ubi Caritas. So we'll do simply the Latin, and then we'll do the verses for that. You should have Spanish, English. If you don't have it, you can look in your Breaking Bread. But for this matter, we'll do it in English, just for practice sake. You already know this one. But it will be written verse English, 1 verse Spanish, 2 verse English, 2 verse Spanish. So. Ubi caritas est vera, Deus ibi est, Deus ibi est. The love of Christ joins us together. Let us rejoice in Him and in our love and care for all. Now love God and return. Okay, let's skip. Now we'll do all the mass parts. We'll just go through all these holy names, everything. Santo, 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 Santo es el Señor, Dios del universo. Heaven and earth are full of your glory. Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna in el cielo. Bendito el que viene en el nombre del Señor. Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna in el cielo. Let's scoot on Memorial Acclamation. New changes on the English part, Spanish and then English. Here we go. Anunciamos tu muerte, proclamamos tu resurrección. Ven Señor Jesús, ven Señor Jesús. We proclaim your death, O Lord, and profess your resurrection until you come again, until you come again. Amen. Amen. And then the big change. Here we go, Cordero de Dios. Someone's gonna sing this part. Here we go. Ten piedad de nosotros, danos la paz. Ten piedad de nosotros, danos la paz. Easy enough. Okay. Here we have the English and bilingual version of Bread of Life from Heaven. Here we go. Just for practice, we'll do one verse, okay? We'll try the bilingual verse out of that. Bread of life from heaven, nos das tu cuerpo y sangre, hasta que vuelvas, oh Señor, we feast remembering you. Typically we verse 1, but now we'll just try Spanish, number 7. Demos gracias con gran corazón. Cristo sustento que unirá a los miembros de cada nación. Easy. And then lastly, Pangelingua. Let's just do one verse so you know, like you haven't been around the past, gosh, couple hundred years. Gloriosi corporis mysterium sanguinis quae preciosi in mundi pretium fructus ventris generosi and I also have a pronunciation guide online for that. Okay, so here it is, Holy Thursday Mass. I will see you next week.